No, not at all. What should I do? It's what we expect to happen. But I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm, and peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful. We are fighting to defend our people. Not to kill them. Yes. We are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here. Yes. And we'll continue to do so until we get victory. Yes,
Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is the Messiah, and Simon Ekpa, the John the Baptist, is the voice. Simon Ekpa, water is the code. Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu. I love you. Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa, I love you. Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu. I love you. Simon Ekpa, I love you.
Fortunately, we don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that Igbo presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra, and what we're going to get is Biafra.
Declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land. Instead, Biafra will not come in 2023. We will burn down Nigeria, and still Biafra will come. Do you understand me? When we say we will burn down Nigeria, some people will shout, "Oh, go and arrest him. Go and arrest him." These are fools. Complete fools. You think we are scared of saying we are going to burn down Nigeria? Who will burn down Nigeria? You think war is to come and cement your house? You think fighting war for your freedom is to come to your house and cement it, or to go to government houses and put a pillar so that it will not fall? You think fighting for freedom is not about burning down? We're going to burn down Nigeria, and after burning it down, Biafra will still come. So the choice is yours. It is not. I want you to make this video go viral. I am saying it today, the 6th of November 2022. If you do not give Biafra freedom, and if we do not get freedom in 2023, and if we do not fight for the freedom and get it, we are going to burn Nigeria down. And after burning it down, we are still going to get our Biafra. All of them is what we call win-win.
Hello, Biafrans. Good to have you here again today, the 24th day of November 2022. Thursday, 24th day of November 2022. Special day that Chukwu has made that we should enjoy and rejoice and be glad in. Thank you all for joining from all over the nations of the world. I want to thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Adesanya, the first to send a message. Good afternoon from here also to you. Thank you for being the first person to send a message. I want to thank you all who are watching from wherever you're watching. Yes, so Biafra is our destination. Definitely, that is why we are doing what we're doing, despite of the tightness of our schedules. We still make sure that we are out and we are set and all the time, making sure that we keep in touch or keep continually, focused on what we're doing to make sure that we get our freedom. I want to thank you. This is Biafra Global Network, and the program today is Recreating Biafra, and we're going to be looking at taking down the enemies in the system. We have the arch enemies, because you know why it's enemies. It's a plural there because every of them is arch, because if we have one arch, then we have many arcs. So we actually have to look at all those things. I know they carry last. Yes, so we know they carry last at all. Biafrans know they carry last. Thank you all. You're welcome to the program. Today we're going to be having our guest. Of course, he's going to be coming as soon as I'm through with all these details. I bring him to the screen. We have the news, of course, the news update I'm going to be bringing to us today, so that we can know what is happening all over the world and know how it relates or how they relate to what we're doing. Today we have lots of information coming from the zoo, and we have lots of activities going on, in the zoo. Today is 101 days to our freedom. And very soon, as soon as we're able to cut off from the zoo, we're going to have a sane society, a sane system, and a sane manner or method of approach. We're going to have a sane system. And that's our basic concern, because that is why we want our freedom. Because we want sanity. We want to live like human beings. We don't want to live like animals. We want to live like human beings. We don't want to live like people with no bearing. Because the truth about it is that we are not going to be caged anymore and kept without us being effective as humans. And that is why we are going to be doing what we're doing. We keep doing what we're going to do. It's either Biafra or Biafra. The two options available is Biafra and Biafra. No other option. Hi, Noeline. Thank you. Hi to you also. Thank you for joining. The options we have Biafra. And so I want to thank Mazen Ambikano for his resilience, his doggedness, and everything that he has been standing for, and being the influence that we have, all over, and influencing what we do. I also want to thank, the leader of the Oduduwa Nation, Professor Banji Akintoye, for standing tall and standing, with Mazen Ambikano in this regard. I want to thank Mazen Samanepa, who is there in the street right now, and the interim leader of the Biafra people until Mazen Ambikano is out. I want to thank him for his doggedness, his resilience, and his firmness in this movement of liberation. I want to thank him for keeping fit and in touch with the autopilot mood that Mazen Ambikano instituted. I want to thank Professor Sunday Adeyemo, alias Iboho, who is, my God, who has brought a new dimension to the Oduduwa freedom, movement and all of that. And today we are talking about new dimension in the two sides of the nation, which has prompted a need for the alliance, which we enjoy today and which we are also maintaining and sustaining. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my comrades in the media, in the Autopilot media team. I want to thank the media personnel of the Oduduwa Nation. I want to thank the Umuada. I want to thank the Yoruba women. I want to thank everyone in every committee, in each committees that are doing different works for the purpose of freedom. I want to thank those also in the Oduduwa Nation doing different things in their capacity to make sure that they continue what they are doing. Blessing Chuku, thank you. We must continue Biafra or nothing. Yes, that is it. Thank you, Blessing Chuku, for joining. Good to have you here. I also want to thank the alliance. The alliance is so strong and firm. I want to thank the Eastern Security Network and the alliance in for the fighting, or the commander or the general, General Orji, who is in charge of the alliance, and every commander of each of the bodies that are forming the alliance. I want to thank the international community, especially those nations that are supporting us and who are standing behind us right now, for this cause of freedom. That is very crucial for us to give them, to thank them all, and also to have. Today we're going to be looking at the things that are happening in the globe. Today we have the news from Afghanistan that because of the hunger which the Islamic Taliban has brought to the people, the families are selling their little children, girls, to be married quickly so that they can get money to buy bread and buy medicine. Very horrible situation, very terrible situation. And these are situations that can be avoided. These are situations that can be defeated and destroyed. But you see, because you have a system that is actually meant to subjugate the Islamic system, which they have always want to use to cover and to dominate other people. They actually want to subject the people to that kind of circumstance so that they will always keep the people under them. Now the people are selling their children in the name of marriage, little children, to buy food to eat, and also their own children, the other children, they give them they sedate them because of the crying. They don't have no food for them. The children are very hungry, no food for them. So they have to sedate them so that they will sleep off. They are hungry, so they have to sleep off, and then so not remember that they're hungry. And yet they're going to wake up. And the most serious thing about this is that the drug used to sedate, sedating these children, they are very dangerous to the liver, especially when you have not eaten. When you have not eaten and you take these drugs, they destroy the liver. And look at it now. The parents think they are trying to make these children relax and also to save their heartbreak. They are, of course, they are postponing doomsday. They are bringing serious health challenge to themselves, which they will not be able to handle because they don't have the resources to do that. So it's a serious situation, and it's a very, very terrible situation. I want to also thank, Biafrans who have decided to say yes, we don't want to allow this thing to be our part and our portion in Biafra land. So we are fighting to get our freedom so that the Islamic people will not come take over and then subject us to such kind of ridicule, and all of that. In China today, we hear that the COVID situation has reached a record high today. They are the ones who brought it to us because they wanted to destroy us. Their target is that they are going to destroy Africa. But today they are on their knees. COVID is dealing with them now. I'm not God, anyways. I'm not going to say God is punishing them, but I know that what you sow, you reap. So they have brought it, and it's now dealing with them. In fact, they are having challenges with maintaining the zero, the zero order, to keep people all inside, so that they will be able to at least keep the COVID not separating. But it's separating very, 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 very much, And of course, in Iran, of course, I told you about the lady, Amani Hassan, who was killed, about 8 weeks ago. The riots, the protest is still going on strongly, deadly protest, and of course, the security forces are killing the people, killing protesters in Iran. And today, of course, we hear that the UN Human Rights Council is holding, a second look into the clampdown on Iranian, the protest, the clampdown on the protesters, of which the government is actually dealing with the protesters and killing them. So they're looking into it and to see how they're going to sanction the government and all of that. These are the situations, going around in the world. That is why we are saying we want to have control of our nation so that we don't have these people come with their Islamic system and subject you to such kind of ridicule. Now you can imagine what actually caused that situation that has caused the 8 weeks of rioting now is just hijab. And now let me bring it to your notice also that you know that the cleric, an Islamic cleric, in the zoo, of this Munich, this group they call Murik, yes, this Muslims, blah blah blah, something. I don't know what that Murik stands for. Anyways, I can't put that kind of thing in my mind, and they said they are telling their Muslim, citizens to boycott every Christian university since they refuse them or they are disallowing them to use the hijab. The same hijab that is killing people in Iran. That is the same hijab they are trying to force people in the zoo. And because they can't force people now because they have not overrun us. they want to overrun us. Then they will now start implementing all of these terrible, very childish, rules. Hijab. What is hijab, for God's sake? You want to fight for God? You want people to put on hijab, and you kill people because they don't put hijab. So you see what is happening in Iran. It's going to be a child's play in the zoo, because by the time they overrun us, we know when it comes to Africans, we know how to be more brutal in this kind of thing. Especially when they know that we are different from them. When they know that you are Biafrans. By the time they have subjected you, of course they subdued you. What they are going to do is they're going to impose tax on you, which the Quran guarantees. They will impose tax on you, and then they will begin to carry out takia. Every little thing they kill you, to justify that jihad, and to make sure that they keep eliminating your men, taking your women from you and your children, eliminating your little boys and all of that, and then they begin to take your little girls and all of that, marrying them, abusing them sexually and all of that, and then before you know it, they now cause your nation to be decimated. So these are the things we are fighting now in Iran. This is happening, and now, of course, in the zoo, they are saying their people, their religious people, their Muslim brothers should, boycott every university, or every Christian university, for not allowing them to use hijab. Now, the interesting thing is this: if you go to a Muslim university, for instance, or Islamic university, you can never do. You must wear your hijab. You don't argue that rule. You don't argue it in their own circumstance, but in your own, they want to come and tell you what they want to do. In your play, give their own rules in your own terrain, but you cannot give your own rules in their own terrain. You see how terrible these people are, and all of that. Anyways, this is not today to analyze all of these, but I'm just giving you, because your time is running out. So let me give you the other news that I need to give you. One more news, in Turkey today, before I go to Turkey, anyways, we heard the story, that in Kyiv today and other parts of Ukraine, the electricity infrastructure has been destroyed, and power supply, water supply is in shortage. Serious crisis in Ukraine, and this is winter time. People are going to be dying, things are going to be happening to people, and this is what is going on. And that is why we are saying we want now. You can imagine what it feels like fighting for freedom. Just imagine Ukraine fighting for freedom, and they're going through this kind of circumstance. And now this is also what we are fighting for. We're fighting for freedom. Yes. So we're looking at that. So the last news I'm going to be giving us today is the U.S. Is talking about their soldiers, and on ground, their personnel on ground being threatened. Their safety being threatened by the bombardment of the Kurdish militias in Syria, which the Turkish forces are actually carrying out in Syria, and talking about the threats. Well, I wanted to analyze this particular situation in context to what we are doing, but I'm going to just try to talk about it maybe tomorrow also, because it's significant. I want to say something about it, but I'm going to talk about it tomorrow because of time. It's already 20 minutes into the program. I want to bring our guest in. He has been waiting in the studios, and of course, I've actually taken much time to talk. And even if I was not supposed to talk much today, but because of the situation and the things going on, all over the place, we're looking at all of these. Anyways, and we're going to be bringing him in. Anyways, I think his network was down, so he had to go out again. So once he comes in again, I'm going to bring him in. He has been here, but it was frozen, so the network. So when he comes in now, I'm going to bring him in. But anyways, before he comes in, I'm going to continue with the messages that you are sending. Thank you, Unstoppable Movement TV. Good afternoon, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much for joining. I also appreciate you very much. Unstoppable. Good afternoon, Biafrans. Thank you, Unstoppable. Thank you, Unstoppable. Thank you, Unstoppable Movement. Good afternoon, Chineke. Thank you. This is not the kind of Chineke they caught that I'm talking about. Talking about real Chineke. Not Chineke. That one is a cult. That's their own slogan. Mazi, Wunda says, they will must lots of love from here. Thank you so much. Lots of love from me also. To you. Thank you, Wunne. My brother, he said, while I saw you, my brother AK, Onyeka Chiku, it's been a while. Whatever options they may brought to us are Biafra or Biafra. Yes, so my brother, we are determined to fight to the end. That is what we are determined to do. as UN Human Rights Council sanctioned Nigeria for the killings at Lekki Toll Gate and the killings in Biafra land and other parts of the zoo, but they are rushing to go and talk about, what is happening, in Iran. Just 8 weeks ago, something that happened in the zoo for the past 2 years, 2 years, 1 month now. Nobody's talking about it. What they're talking about, this has happened 2 years, 1 month, and 4 days. The killing at Lekki. They have not talked about it, information about it, but they are talking about Iran. Now you see, they are talking about Iran because they have some serious interest in those places. Now I'm going to actually analyze all of those stuff when I have time to talk about all of that. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for salvation. Wow, this is the first time I'm seeing you here, but it's good to have you. Anyways, I believe you're here anyways, but maybe you have sent a message before, I can't remember. Thank you so much for salvation. UN is deeply biased against African people of member states. How many millions Biafrans would kill for UN intervenes? UN would never intervene because it is not a priority. It's not a priority to them. And you know why it's not a priority to them? They believe that we are fools. They believe that we are cowards. They believe that we would always be cowards, and the killings will continue, and the killings will always continue, and their own interest will be protected. Now, normally, because of their facilities and all of that they have in Biafra land and all of that, they are supposed to be here, as they also send personnel all over the nations of the world to actually take care of, protect their interests. But they know that in Africa, we hardly would fight for our freedom. So it's easy they trust the Fulanis to be able to do the job well, to actually do the job, because they know that when it comes to things that connect to the Arabs, they know how to, do the job well, especially the job of killing and destruction. So they know that in places like Iran, on all those places, they need to send their men there, because they cannot use anybody in Iran to safeguard their own interest. They cannot use anybody in Kuwait to safeguard their own interest. They cannot use anybody in Syria to safeguard their own interest. They cannot use any of them because they believe in themselves. Just like what's the name of this man? When during this time they wrote to the Caliphate, to the Sultan, that's like the emir of Sokoto. Then, when Lord Brigade said, "Come help us," when Lord Brigade was telling him, "We are coming to help you people. We want to help you. To do away with these your people who are actually fighting you." From he said, "No, they are my people. I know how to deal with them. I don't need your help." So they know that these people don't require the help of don't require the help to sustain their own interest. So, but they know that for them to secure their own interest, they cannot trust the Arab or the Arab people to actually help to protect their own interest. So they have to put their men in ground in those places to secure it, because it is the priority. When it comes to Africa, for instance, they know that they can trust, because these are the same Arab people who are coming to invade our land, take what belongs to us. They can trust those people, and then be able to stay away and allow those people to take over and control whatever way they want to do it, whether by jihad, by taking over the territories of the people, as much as their interest is protected, because they are also invaders. So they also believe in that kind of thing. That's how thoughts. I'll talk about that more next time. So I'm still waiting for our guest to come in. He actually went out, and so I'm to come in then. That's why I'm saying the things I'm saying. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for your good work. Thank you so much, God of Biafra. Thank you for your message. Thank you. Look at you. I was busy preparing for the fundraiser. Oh, okay. All right. Good to have you here, brother. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Chibike Obina, it's been a long time. Chibike must right on, brother. We are winning. Biafra is our ultimate destination. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Chibix says good afternoon. Thank you so much, Chibix. Thank you for joining. I know you always send the message when you communicate. Of course, you always send the message when you get meetings. Thank you so much, communicate. Kevin, good to today again. I did not receive the notification. I don't know why the notification does not come in, but I know that maybe some. Just know that 1 p.m. we're here. Without wasting time, We already have our guest in the studio, so I'm going to bring him up, and then we are going to continue. It's already 26 minutes into the program. Time is already not on our side. We know that he has a lot of things to do, so we'll bring him quickly, and then we can now go to the messages after the whole. You're welcome, sir. Prince Ezem Ihenacho. You are welcome. We want to appreciate you for giving your time and always being here for us. Thank you so much. Please say hello to Biafrans.
Good morning, my fellow Biafrans. We say always good morning to Chukwokike, who gave us the day to participate in the activities of Biafra. Without life, we can do nothing. I want to apologize for today. I was here on time, but I think Kelechi was getting on with a few things. As it was approaching 19 minutes, I had to go and send him a message, whether we are still on the program or not. And then I had to wait, but when the message was not coming back, I had to come back to check whether this program is still holding. Now, in Biafra, we must be serious with whatever we say we want to do. We must, because this is not Nigeria. This is not Nigeria. When we commit ourselves to something, we got to show that we are doing that thing and without messing about. So I needed to make sure that my fellow Biafrans understood why this late entry. Okay, so we have to make sure it does not repeat again, because everyone's time is of essence, and time is everything. We are not going to play with time in Biafra at all, because anybody who negates time has negated everything. Time is everything. We must understand that. So I thank you all. I thank you, Kelechi, for all you have been doing. And I wish you success, and I wish you God's blessing and God's own reward, because I know that wherever there is sacrifice, reward follows it. So we must learn to sacrifice without expectation, because the reward that comes from it is divine. So there were no more Chineke. This is not Omo Chineke like a Jofo. This is genuine Omo Chineke, Omo Chukwokike, people who are called by his name. We give God glory for this day, and can't wait to get started. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. In fact, the delay was just because I was not supposed to go more than 10 minutes in that, but because of the the jingle, the intro, the mantra, and all of that, the display and all of that was supposed to be within 10 minutes. But we are sorry about that. We know that it's not going to happen again. So now, before we go, and you just made a mention of GO4, because basically, when we talk about Biafra, we are not especially this period, where we're actually not going to, we cannot shy away from talking about the people who are actually facilitating the energy of the Fulanis and the Caliphate, especially also the British. And basically, we must understand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mind, especially when we want to look at how he would handle what he would be imagining about situations like this, where he is kept incommunicado. Because whatever they're telling us he's saying is not what he's saying. We know that quite all right. Where he's kept incommunicado and restricted, and his freedom, restricted in the DSS dungeon. Of course, for us to know what would be on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mind, we must also look at the things he has said initially, and especially when he had come out of jail initially and could say something relating to what happened to him when he was in jail. And this is one of the side of the program, or one side of the video that Mazi Samaneka played last time. But I want to play it one more time here, and then we're going to continue in that note right here. I want to play something about it. Let me...
Please, before you play it, okay?
Yes.
Before, if you don't mind.
Okay.
There is something I want to make clear to all the faithful, okay? You see, you don't have to go to school. You don't have to be educated. You don't have to be anything to know where Nnamdi Kanu stands. Nnamdi Kanu made himself so clear that even a newborn baby today, okay, who can speak and who can receive information would know where Nnamdi Kanu stands. Let me tell you, because I wasn't an ardent follower of Nnamdi Kanu. But his messages were so clear to me. Nnamdi Kanu said the following. Now listen, and that's why whenever I hear anyone defending a Ejiofor, all I have for that person is pity. Pity. Pity because their souls may have been sold, or pity because their brains are of no use. Okay? Pity because either it is their souls have been sold, or there is nothing called brain in that head. Trust me. Because you don't have to be a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to know these things about him. He made it clear because he himself knew that the minds of man can be corrupt. So that was why he warned us. And that's why you must agree with Simon Ekpa when Simon Ekpa said, we are no longer taking instructions. That is, even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking, as far as he is in that dungeon, we are not taking instructions because
he has already given the instructions.
Mazi
Nnamdi Kanu has already given the instructions before he was even
No. Yeah. Thank you, because he has already given the instruction. Yeah. Because now, this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said very clearly, and I heard it. He said, everybody listening to this hallowed message coming from the kingdom of God must know that this is where I stand. He says that in future, for any reason, if he deviates from this mission of getting Biafra, if he ever says something alternative to this gospel, then we should all treat him like a Sabo, with that he has deviated. He himself said that if my message to destroy Nigeria and have Biafra changes, if it ever changes, know that I have been compromised. Know that I have betrayed. But he said, I will never betray you. You are the one that will betray me. Now, he left these standard messages. They are standard. They are cast on stone. That means if Nnamdi Kanu comes out now, even with his own mouth, begin to tell us about one Nigeria, that he knows that Biafra is bigger than him. He knows it. He said that if he changes his message, that we must treat him the way we treat all the betrayers. That we must give him IPOB treatment.
Yeah.
So these things are not up for debate. That is why when I see people who are trying to doubt what or try to paint with what okay? When I say, look, we don't need to debate Ejiofor's business. We only need to judge Ejiofor based on his own utterances. We don't need the other side of the argument. This is, now let me tell you, there are many things that convicts Ejiofor, because even his own soul convicts him. But let me tell you, for me, one big factor that convicts Ejiofor, and that in fact, what Ejiofor did, I'm telling you, it will take a lifetime to dig them all out. But let me tell Biafrans today what they should hold on to as what convicts Ejiofor. Every Biafran, in fact, even if you're not a Biafran, everybody that has listened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows that his true enemies are not necessarily Fulanese. His true enemies are the eastern governors who are being used to destroy Alibo. Okay? The real people that were driving him crazy were the so-called, the people who presented themselves as your caretakers, as your leaders. But they are the ones being used to destroy Umuibo, Umu Biafra, and Allah Biafra. Those were the ones driving him crazy. Well, for Ejiofor to tell you that they were having secret meetings, and it is a secret meeting, it tells you that the secrecy is to avoid Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knowing. Because Ejiofor himself knows that these are the enemies, but he was going to have secret meetings with the enemies. And he was also telling you that everything they were doing were sanctioned by the Nigerian military, Nigerian police, Nigerian. So what else do you want to hear? That is why anybody that tries to argue it is either they are one of those paid, or they are the biggest fools on earth walking. Because anybody with any atom of brain knows that Ejiofor's own words convicts him. And I loved I loved what Simon Eber did yesterday, where that Yoruba professor was saying things. First of all, I want to commiserate with you for what happened to you, and he was saying to Ejiofor, but I'm still wondering how you survived, and you're here to tell the story, whether you did or whether the Holy Ghost came to. That tells you everything being said is perfect. And you know what else that actually destroyed the Ejiofor's story? Everybody, when you look at in him trying to hide his participation in this evil, even though he was part of the secret meetings that went on for them to catch Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you heard him when he said they even brought him to court without telling me. That tells you that is all staged. It's all staged. But it's, oh my God, this guy is evil, the height of evil. And I'm not joking. This guy, Ejiofor, is the very height of evil. Let me be very frank with you. We know about the betrayal of Judas Iscariot, but I'm telling you, in the history of betrayal, this is the very worst of betrayal. And let me also tell you, and this is why you get to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not ordinary. God is working through him. He made it clear that you can never stand in the way of Biafra. And it doesn't matter who you think you are, you can't stop Biafra. That this is indestructible.
That's what. He's exactly.
Even though he was working with criminals, okay. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
All credit to Simon Eber. Yeah. But let me tell you, I've had some people say, if not for Simon Eber, Biafra would have crumbled. Look, we give Simon all the credit, but let me tell you something. Even without Simon Eber, God would have. Look, you don't even know how angry people are.
Yeah.
God, as far as God has, God would have taken that which he gave Simon Eber and put in another person. There are many people who are wrong with wisdom and they didn't even commit everything. So, all credit to Simon Eber for agreeing to wrong with it. But I tell you something, even look, Nnamdi Kanu was not in vain. He told you that all the criminals he was working with. That's why he won't appoint any of them. But he still believes that this is an indestructible movement because God has already shown him Biafra. My parents died. God said, look at it, I've given it to you. Go and get it. He wasn't there. The problem is that you have people who can't read messages, people who can't understand messages, and because they can't understand it, they can't follow messages. We were not ardent followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but we understood his message. We can relate to his message. We can interpret his message because we are linked on the same wavelength. I've spoken to you about wavelength before. We are flowing on the same wavelength. So when he says something, it resonates and it connects. We can interpret it. We can understand where it is going. So let me use this hallowed platform to warn everybody right now. I don't care who you are. I don't care what the mission is. I don't care where you are operating from. I don't care whether you are I don't care whether you live in Kuwait. I don't care whether you are in Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
Your network,
I don't care if you are candidate.
Please, if you can hear, it seems your network is making us not get you very clearly. I don't know if you can just refresh so that we can get you clearly. We're not actually hearing very clearly. Yes, the network.
So can I go and come back in?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes.
All right, let's try that.
We can't get you. Yes. So before he returns, you know, the vital points that have been made, you know, by him. In fact, we have to understand this in context of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said and the actual expression and displays of Mazi Simon Ekpa. These are significant things as he continues the narrative from there. All right, so please go on with the submission. I think it's over now.
Yes, this is very critical because it's important everybody understands.
Yes.
Now, so I don't care who you are representing. I don't care whether you are supporting Ihenacho, whether you are supporting the caliphate. I don't care how much you have been bribed. It doesn't give it. I don't give a toss who you are as an individual, as a community, as a country, as a continent. This is your warning right now, and I'm not joking. First of all, I want you to know that Biafra is here. Biafra and Oduduwa nations are here. I want you to know that. I then want to say this to you, all of you. I don't care whether you're Katrina Lang and all the nonsense you're doing. I'm really going to speak to Katrina Lang on this program after this warning. I want to speak to Katrina Lang. I want to speak to British government. I want to speak to European governments. I want to really, really address you people today, given the choice, because it's important we cure the level of illness going on in you people. Okay, somebody has to tell you what is happening in you people, otherwise you're not being helped. So this is your warning. You can disagree with Oduduwa and Biafra nation coming. You might not like it. That's fine. That's fine. Not everybody will like everything. So it's okay if you want to disagree with it. It's okay if you say you don't like the idea. Fair enough. This is what you must not do. You must not stand in the way of Biafra and Oduduwa coming. What did I say? You must not actively do anything or say anything that means that you are standing in the way. Because let me tell you something. This spirit of freedom is from Chukwokike. This spirit of freedom, I've told you about seasons. This is the season that God has declared Biafra and Oduduwa Republic and any other republic that wants to free themselves. This is the season. So this season actually represents what we know as natural disaster. Okay? So if you're sensible, you can coordinate and relate what I'm saying now to natural disaster. Do you, even if you don't like natural disaster, do you go and stand in its way? If you stand in its way, what will happen to you?
Definitely.
That is exactly what will happen to you if you try to stand in the way of Biafra and Oduduwa Republic. So don't say, I did not warn you. You can take today's date, you can somewhere that I said it. I have to say what I have to say. So don't say you were not warned. So if you want, become blind because of what you are pursuing, what your limited eyesight is. Become blind because you are chasing crude oil. Become blind because you are chasing money, and then you stand in the way of Biafra and Oduduwa Republic. You will see what happens to those who stand in the way of natural disasters. You will see it. Trust me. As a nation, as a community, as an individual, as a continent, you try stand in the way and see what will happen. So that's my warning to you. Whenever you are ready, Kelechi, I want to address a few things about Europe.
Okay. Before you go on addressing a few things about Europe, I want us to look at, so that we can send a message to those, because when things happen, they have a way of helping us to understand some other things that are going to happen, and when they happen, what we can actually do. Mazen Namdekano, actually, from this particular video, this audio that I'm going to play now, he actually told us what he expected or expects of us when he finds himself in this kind of situation, which he is in now. Now, from this audio, he said something. I was not only listening to the voice, I was listening to the passion. You just feel that this is what he was. Exactly
you were reading his mind.
Yes, reading his mind. He said, "This is what I expect." In this situation, I find myself. Oh my God, this is the best I expect, or things that I expect people to do when I'm in this kind of situation.
Even as you're talking now, I don't know what you're gonna. I don't know the message you're gonna play, but I have an idea what it will be. But go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Not minding our previous stupidity when it comes to the issue of Biafra. I'm also a Niger Delta. Government said it here, Tompolo. A brother and a friend that I like very much is here. Because during the Avengers time, this Tompolo, I'm reading his words today, went to a meeting and gave them the order that the release of Nnamdi Kanu from detention is the #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers. #1. How can I forget them? That is why I fight for all of us to be free. I fight and I struggle. Anytime I remember what Niger Delta Avengers did, what our brothers did on the high seas, for me, I say we must go. Let us get Biafra first, then everybody can go their way if you want. I'm telling you the truth. But we must all be free. The #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers, when a ship was hijacked, everything that they were doing was the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I will never forget. Sometimes I speak in a manner that most of them may misunderstand, but in my heart, every blessed day, I pray for our people from the southern part of Biafra. Let me remind you once again about it. If you are from these states, you are a Niger Delta. Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers, including those in Auchi.
Now,
I knew that was what we were gonna play. I knew it.
Okay. Yeah. Now, if you let's look at it critically. He expressed his love for Tompolo beyond anything because of the actions of Tompolo, and he now said the actions of Tompolo made him go more rigorous, more decisive, and more determined to free everybody, which means that in the situation he found himself, the dangerous and very terrible things people are terrible actions of Tompolo were with the things he was expecting to free him. And now Ejiofor is telling us that
Ejiofor is telling you to calm down.
Yes, please. Can you relate this for us, please?
You see, the truth is so obvious. Only liars try to play with it. Okay, the truth you can't defeat it. The truth is too transparent. In fact, that's why I keep talking about the stark nakedness of the truth. And it wants to be left that way. It's only liars who try to go and start playing with it, try to cover it up, because they are embarrassed about the stark nakedness of the truth. They don't want to see the truth stark naked because they are liars. You see, from the video you have watched now, Nnamdi Kanu is telling you what actually freed him. Don't forget that Ejiofor lied when he tried to claim that he was the one that freed him, Nnamdi Kanu. No, this was Nnamdi Kanu also reminding everybody about what actually led to his freedom. Okay? And the depth of sort of love and almost that he is forever ever indebted to Avengers for what they did, because that was their primary demand. Do you know that was Nnamdi Kanu spilling out his heart, the sort of things that can only force the criminal the terrorist federal government of Nigeria. That is the only thing they recognize is that, because you see, that's why I am pitying them, because if they harm Nnamdi Kanu, there will be no Nigeria again, because people are ready. People are ready. They don't even know how ready people are. You see all these idiots who think they are being shielded in Aso Rock. Their names, their details are all down, and they need to know this. They need to know how people are not sitting at home for fun. People are not sitting at home for fun, and I don't think these people understand the real number of people that are watching them and this nonsense they are doing within Nnamdi Kanu. I don't think these people understand how angry people are. And all I say to them, all of them, all I say to all of them, I don't care who they are. if this Nigeria is driving you mad, yeah, then you will see disaster that you will never be able to imagine if you try to do any harm within Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, the only thing left for these people, the only thing they can do is to let this man go.
Very well.
Because every second they are keeping him, one is that when you keep him, you are paying more money to him. Because each day you're keeping him illegally, you're paying more money. And each day you keep him, you are converting more souls towards Madin Nnamdi Kanu.
Very well.
Okay? And each day you keep him, you are making people more angry. You are really, really hyping the situation up. Look, go and watch the level of compliance now when it comes to sit at home. That is when you begin to know that people are getting very frustrated. So these idiots, I know they don't reason. I know they have no brains. That's why they can't calculate the madness they are in. Look, what Avengers we are doing will be little, will be nothing compared to what will descend on those people.
Very well.
They think they're going to fly out. They think they're going to run away. They don't even know what is coming. They think they're going to hide anywhere in this world if any making happens to Nnamdi Kanu. I don't think these people have brains at all, because if they had brains, they would have let this man go.
Maybe the spirit that came upon Pharaoh. Maybe the spirit that came upon Pharaoh. Maybe the spirit that came upon Pharaoh. It could be that
spirit that came upon Pharaoh that shut their ears, shut their eyes, because they are about to consume. They are destined to finish. They've gone crazy. They are now on a suicidal mission. That could be what it is. But they don't even know what is coming. They don't know what is coming. So that video tells everybody, even without that video, you know where Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi tell you that instead of Biafra not to come, we burn everything. Look, Somalia. He said, he told people, go and start getting visa for Somalia. Go and start getting visa for Somalia. And that is a man speaking for freedom. That's a man who has realized that he is not in this world to play second fiddle to any other human being. who came into this world through the same process, who is here to contribute his own quota. And psychotic idiots decided to take control and believe that they are the God that gave us the world, that gave us everything. Psychotic fools began to devise means of stealing, because all they had in mind is to steal, even without knowing that no matter how much they stole, that they can never remove a pin from this world. They can't take anything. Everything will end up on this ground. Even them will end up on this ground. They can't take a pin out. They just condition their mind to stealing. And that is how they gave you all these Fulani. Okay? So whenever they want to kill and steal, they ignite Fulani, give them drugs, give them arms, and begin, because their minds are only geared towards stealing. And what are they stealing? They are stealing things they did not bring to the world. They are stealing things that they can't take out of the world. They are stealing things that belong to everybody. This is how mad these people are. Okay? Even the death of the Queen of England and what happened still cannot teach them a lesson. All those gold, all those things, how many did the Queen take out of this world? Hasn't the Queen returned back to dust from whence she came? Isn't that where we are all heading? What happened to all those alliances that the Queen had? What happened to all those secret societies and open societies that she was head of? What happened to all those military and whatever else that protected the monarchy? What happened to her children, her grandchildren, her family? Everybody deserted her. Everybody relinquished every contact they had with her. She had to be allowed and left alone, lonely, and departed empty-handed. Everything rejected the Queen. The Queen went empty-handed. All those gold, diamonds that she stole and she authorized and she was using, none of them went with her. Everything is still kept in this. This is why I keep saying to these people, look, it doesn't matter how much you steal. When I tell people to pinch themselves and realize that nothing stolen has left this world, it doesn't matter what it is. People rush to go and steal money, loot, do this. In the end, you can't go anywhere with them. They will still remain here. It's only you that will depart back to the soil where you came from. Everything will return back to earth. It doesn't matter what that thing is. The blindness of man had made man not realize the true situation it is in. He is in, she is in this world. The fixation on things that God created and the things we recreated, the fixation has driven people mad to the extent that people have become idolatrous, worshipping things God created. Worshipping things like money that the people recreated out of the things God created. People are so fixated in worshipping all these things that they have lost sight of God, who gifted us the raw materials through which we make all these things. Human beings have gone berserk because of crude oil that had no meaning 500 years ago. Human beings have gone mad because of gas that had no meaning 500 years ago. Human beings have gone mad because of money that wasn't here when man originally came into this world. Human beings have gone berserk and gone total. They've gone beyond recognition in their idolatrous moves, just because the things that man made, the things that man gave names, the things that man gave meaning, the things that man gave value have become their gods. They are now willing to kill anyone. They're now willing to betray anyone. They're now willing to do anything just because of these things. But in the end, just like the Queen of England, who left with absolute nothing, That is the end for everyone. No one is taking a pin out of this world, because when you arrived, you came with absolute nothing. You came naked, you came empty-handed, you came helpless, you came hopeless, you came useless, you came extremely vulnerable to the extent that when it came to your survival, you had no contribution, only others were responsible for your survival. That is why I keep asking, how insane, how mad are you that after all these circumstances through which you came from the womb, through which you survived, suddenly you formed alliances and believe that through your alliances you have become the owner of yourself, you have become the owner of somebody else, you have become the owner of places in the world. I'm asking you, Europeans, how mad are you? No, how insane are you? Now, I want to read something I wrote, and it's for the European government. Please, I need to read it now in case I forget. It's very important. I read it. Now, I'm saying, and I want the world to know the true state of European government, so that they understand that these people need to be saved. I need people to understand, and if anything I'm saying is wrong, let it be for me and my God to resolve. But I can assure you, what I have written here sourced from God. And it's not only a warning to Europeans, it's also an avenue to find ways to help these people, because we need every soul saved. These people are crazy. They are very sick. It is their narratives and those who bought into their narratives that are the reasons for this madness everywhere. Just for example, yesterday I was listening to a Home Affairs Committee or whatever grilling the Home Secretary in Britain, and they asked the Home Secretary, what does she think is responsible for the high immigration in Britain? And the Home Secretary said that it is the criminals that are forcing people and taking money from people and using the liberal UK government immigration rules to bring immigrants into this country, that they are responsible. And I was looking at the Home Secretary and I was feeling pity for her stupidity, ignorance, and lack of knowledge. And I needed to make sure that British government understand that the high level of immigration in Britain stems from the fact that British foreign policy had always revolved around destroying of other people's countries. Okay, and that is what is actually forcing people from wherever they are. And of course, you couldn't have gone around the world claiming to have discovered places that you never knew existed. You couldn't have gone around doing it and not facing. In fact, I was going to ask that foreign secretary, who is actually, her ancestors are from India, or at least from Asia, how she managed to end up in Britain. Because only if she can walk herself back and understood how she walked her way to Britain, then she will understand what led her great-grandparents from running and finding her way into Britain. It is the same thing that is forcing people all across the world heading towards Britain, because Britain's foreign policy continues to this. What is happening in Nigeria now, Britain is party to. Look at the antecedents of their current High Commissioner to Nigeria. Look at what she is doing. Is there any other place in the world where you can see a High Commissioner telling you about what the money that they got from looted money from outside will be used for in Nigeria? Which High Commissioner will now be going around right now? She is threatening her children. I call them her children because they are the ones she frightens and other. She's threatening them that anybody that gets involved in election malpractice, they will not have will be denied visa. Yes, That is all they have to offer. Now, they are threatening people with visa, okay, as a means of getting election so they can carry on renewing their evil practices in Nigeria. But she's not concerned about the criminals who are in position to be elected as a president. No, that does not bother her. She knows that once they get in there, they have renewed the ticket for continued evil in Nigeria. She's not ashamed and embarrassed that a Nigerian High Commissioner to Britain cannot ever walk around the way she's walking around in Nigeria, and telling Britain and British people what they should and shouldn't do, or telling Britain and threatening anybody in Britain about visa restriction if they ever get involved in any evil or any criminal activity. She's there showing clearly that Britain is responsible and a participant of what these criminalities and all these terrorism going on. They are there still preaching one Nigeria, even when they know that the whole agenda is to kill, destroy, and ruin the entire place. She's there with the policy of trying to take over and take people that she believes are intelligent and move them to Britain, even though they are having problems with immigration. But she's still willing to only come and take those that they think are useful to them. I mean, and then of course with this brain drain, what they are saying is we're going to condemn this territory to fruitless territory, destruction of everything here. Any child born here will be ruined, and whatever God has made out of these children will be destroyed. What they are doing, what they are saying is nothing good will come out from here, and if anything good comes out from here, we will take this thing and move it to Britain. Now, you have a policy that is destroying places, and you're still asking what is causing this high immigration? What is I mean, that tells you the level of insanity going on. Now, can I just read this so that people can understand, and then we move on to something else? Yeah. I wrote this yesterday, and I said here, European governments are like blind people with weapons, forcing, terrorizing, and leading everyone to disaster and destruction. They can't see, but all they have are weapons, and they are using that weapon to terrorize everybody and asking everybody to queue up behind them, even in their blindness, and they're leading everybody to disaster and the ruins, including themselves, because they don't actually know that they are going to destroy themselves in the end. So, and I'm saying to humanity, nothing should be spared. You can't spare anything in seeking to safeguard Europeans' welfare, health, and safety, and that of others. Because in trying to do what we want to do through Biafra, we are not only looking to safeguard ourselves, we are looking to safeguard Europe, because they are in a mad zone. They are blind, like I said, totally blind. Don't forget, they are the ones that are propelling this level of agenda that is causing all these madness. Okay, because they are here to believe that one is superior than the other. Because they don't understand that in humanity, people are gifted differently with limitations, and we are here to collaborate, cooperate, and complement with one another. They are blind to these things. That's why I'm telling you, these people are crazy, and they are building on existing principles because their ancestors did the same thing. So they believe in their minds this is how to live as mortal beings. They believe that mortal beings are sub-animal in some cases. Okay, they don't see Africans as even, they prefer animals to Africans, if you don't know. And this is a fact. So don't mess with these things, and you need to understand their state of mind in order to know that you must learn to understand them. You must learn to do whatever it takes to save them, because they are simply very sick. Okay, I hope that you can all hear me very well, even though it seems I've lost Kelechi, but I think he's coming back. I don't want to be, I don't want to be, I don't want, I know, I don't want to be the host of this program. I'm only again.
No, you can be the host. Please go on. Please go on. I think people can still hear you, even when my network goes off. They can still hear you.
Thank you. Don't mind me. It's just that I'm not qualified to host this. I'm only a guest.
Oh my.
Okay.
Please go on.
So when you leave, when you leave, I panic because it's like you're asking me now to become the host as well as the guest. I can't do two people's job. I can't do two people's job. I believe in humanity. I believe on Orek. I can't do everything. Anyway, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Now, going back to the seriousness of the matter of the day, and I'm reading this for people to understand. I want you to know what is propelling the agenda of European governments. And I also want you to understand something. When I talk about European governments, I'm not talking about Europeans as a people, because I've lived in Europe and I've seen many Europeans who understand this life even better than most Africans. European people, when you go to Europe, I want you to know that there is a difference between European people and European governments. It's important we understand this. The only problem is that no matter how good European people are, if they ever get into government, okay, there are things that are cast on stone. There are blueprints that they must follow, otherwise they're going to be having problems. And once they use those blueprints, the evil of Europe and European government will begin to show up. That is why, even if you see, we have, Nigeria, there is this British Nigerian member of parliament. Forget it. They're only going in there to step onto the blueprint set before them. They are not acting on behalf of Nigeria. They will never protect any of your interests. They're going to go by the blueprint that they made there. So people need to understand these things. So there is difference between European people and European government, our governmental policies. People need to understand it. They are two separate things. But I love the current Prime Minister of Italy. She is going there and kicking all those blueprints. That Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister of Italy, she is a human being. And you just need to listen to her. So whatever I'm reading now, I'm excluding her from it. The rest are the ones I am addressing. And I need people to understand what is propelling them. Now, I've already made it clear that we cannot spare anything whatsoever when it comes to seeking a means through which we can safeguard Europeans' welfare, European government welfare, their health, their safety, and that of other peoples. They need to be saved. I want people to all know that hegemony, dominance, annexation, and colonization, which is the primary blueprint of Europe, I want you to know that all these, hegemony, dominance, annexation, and colonization, have nothing whatsoever to do with humanity. Nothing at all. And I want humanity to know that in humanity, as far as we know, each is uniquely gifted with limitations to cooperate, collaborate, and complement with one another. So let me read this thing as a whole sentence so you can understand. Hegemony Dominance, annexation, and colonization have nothing whatsoever to do with humanity. We are each is uniquely gifted with limitations to cooperate, to collaborate, and complement with one another in order to alter nature, animal, replenish and subdue this earth, not humanity. I'm going to read on and then I will summarize. Then I'm asking this question to European government as well as every human being. Is it possible that one who has autonomy, free will, and choice to cultivate, reproduce, and multiply their unique food, which they eat from location to location, can insanely believe that their survival depends on the restriction and destruction of another or other people? Isn't survival of the fittest, unquote, meant for animals that depend totally on mortal beings, you and I, and or nature, for the reproduction of the basic food animals naturally eat worldwide, from species to species? This is the question I'm asking European government, because what is propelling their activities are hegemony, dominance, colonization, and control. These things have nothing whatsoever to do with human beings, because in humanity, each is gifted with something unique as well as with limitation, so that we can work in collaboration, in cooperation, and in complement with one another. It is too obvious not to understand. Now, when you understand these things that are propelling the activities of European governments, you understand why the world is in chaos. You understand why we have all this madness. We understand why people are talking about mortal beings overpopulating the earth, because they have no knowledge of what mortal beings mean and what we are here in this world to do. That's why they believe that, oh, you have to stop giving birth, because if you keep giving birth, mortal beings will overpopulate the earth, because they don't know what mortal beings are. They don't know what we are here to do. They think that we can overpopulate the world. You see, when you understand, you can only pity these people, and you have to do whatever it takes, because you must start from making them understand that they are crazy. You must make them know. They need to know. That is the starting point. Because if you haven't told a mad person that they are mad, if you haven't given a mad person objective evidence of their madness, if you have not made them to know that what they are seeing, you are not seeing it, and even though you want to make them that you're aware of what they are seeing, and that what they are seeing is propelled by their mental state, you must also let them know that you that is not suffering from mental disorder, that you're not seeing the same thing. You must acknowledge their experience, because in European government situation, these are things that their ancestors did to them. Okay? That's why they are mad and they are blind. They can't see. So we need to let them know why they are looking at the world the way they are looking at it. Okay? Somebody is telling you that you are part of an animal kingdom, and you are saying to them, no, it's not true. Because animals are restricted by nature. Animals are restricted to be instinctive. Animals are restricted to be homogeneous in the way they behave, and in the things they eat. Animals cannot alter nature, cannot alter themselves, cannot alter mortal beings. Animals can never prepare weapons or prepare poison, and cannot plan evil in advance. This is very basic to animals. Animals cannot cultivate, let alone reproduce what they eat. Animals depend on us. So you are blind to think. And of course, once they reduced mortal beings to animals, now they have the power and justification to kill, to destroy, to waste life. They needed to bring themselves down and lower to animals in order to destroy themselves. And they needed to know that they are driven by mental disorder, nothing else. Otherwise, nothing would make a mortal being who is an agent of expansion of this world, who is an agent of extraction of resources in this world, to begin to think, let alone harbor the thought of being an animal. And no matter how you try to scrutinize that nonsense, it doesn't hold water. They told you, but you know, these people started from a very weird perspective by saying, we evolved from apes and monkeys. They even had diagrams showing how you progressed from ape into Homo sapiens, and they tried to put it in academic fashion, so it can in your eyes, in your mind, you begin to view it as real. Just like they used academia to mechanize the idea that Mungo Park came and discovered the river. And as you are relating the pictures with what the nonsense they are talking, you think they are making sense. They started from, we were apes, and then we began to talk. When we hit them with no, that cannot be possible, because there are still apes today. No ape is evolving. If that process happened, it will be continuous. Today, we will have the apes who are about to graduate into mortal beings.
Very well.
Okay? But we find that no ape has a lifespan that can transcend it from being an ape into a human being. Neither does any human being have that sort of lifespan that can grow from being human into an ape. Once they found that that can't work, that cannot be true, they now went to no, you are primates to apes. You are primates. Okay. So if we are primates to apes, yeah, why don't we at least partner apes, or apes partner us in creating and building even one trolley. Yeah, well, okay. Why, if we are primates to ape, why can't we get apes to go and cultivate, put some seed, and in fact, okay, if they put the seed, then we as primates will go and tend the seed. Let's get them to do some. We are primates, so we are supposed to be cooperating now. We are supposed to be sharing, and why can't we organize apes so apes can go and plan evil in advance and carry it out? So these people continue. And then they say, okay, you are now, what you are actually is higher animals. You are higher animals. You are higher in intelligence. It's like they are forcing you to be an animal, but they want to create something that you will feel happy with in being an animal. Now they say, you are higher and more intelligent animal. Then we say, wait. Okay, let's consider that one. We now ask them, what is an ape compared to a goat? Or what is a dog compared to a sheep? What is a horse compared to a squirrel? So if we are the higher animals, so what is an ape to a goat, or a dog to a goat? Because what a dog can do, a goat can never try it. What we, our ourselves can get horses to do, a sheep, we can never get a sheep to do it. So within the animal kingdom, there are higher animals. So it couldn't be us. Rather, we are mortal beings, that is carrying the spirit, working in partnership with the creator of this earth through nature to provide and replenish the earth, to recreate and to reproduce what these animals will feed on. That's what we are. We are here to work in partnership. And that is why in everything, when you remove mortal beings from anything, that thing will quickly start going back to nature. That's why I'm giving you these examples. You build a house. If you think you're premised with apes, put an ape to live in that house. Come back in 5 years. You will see that the ape and the house are trying to go back to nature. Put an ape in that house, lock it up. Let the ape, as a primate to you, open the door and go out and bring food. Yeah? Let the ape begin to take care of themselves in that house. You, by the time you return in 5 years' time,
clean the house, clean the furniture, cook in the kitchen, you know, dress the
In fact, leave enough food for the ape there. Yeah. Lock it up and say, after the food finishes, ape, find your way around, go and bring your own food, do your own stuff. When you return, you will find, you come back in 5 years, you will find that that house is quickly going back to nature, and that the ape you left there had already gone back to nature. Had already gone. It won't be there anymore. It will be, you will see the carcass. You see, that's it. What? Because these fools in Europe, okay, failed to understand, because that's what they are. I can't call them anything else. When you understand the amount of life they are wasting and the madness that they have introduced in the world, you must call them fools. You can't call them anything else. Otherwise, you are now sparing the truth. You are now trying to mask the truth. They need to know that they are mad. They are mad. They are evil personified. They need to be saved very quickly. Otherwise, they are destroying everything, including themselves. That's why I describe them as mad people carrying arms, forcing others to follow in their doctrines that can only lead to destruction of mortal beings. We need to save them very quickly. We need to. They had to make you believe that you are an animal so they can kill you, so they can destroy themselves. Now look at the total imbecile called Katina. Look at when you look at her, you can only have pity for her, because that's what she is, imbecile. For destroying lives. Do you know how much life this woman has contributed in destroying? But let me tell you, even though I'm using the appropriate words to define them, okay, we are still not talking from the perspective of destroying them. We are looking to save them. And people need to separate these two. Okay? Our mission is still to provide salvation for their souls. Because they have done enough damage to humanity. I don't think people these are people who can relate to a mother being killed, a mother witnessing her child and her children being slaughtered. People need to understand the mindset of these mad people, okay? Because as a human being, if you are driving and you notice a hen with its chick being killed, okay, your human part you will feel so sorry and so sad for those chicks that are now without their mother hen. That's the mind of a human being. That means a human being will feel or you're driving and you see that somebody just ran over a squirrel. Your human soul will be disturbed. That's the mind of a human being. But for Katrina Land to see the killings of children in the presence of their mothers, and she calls herself a mother or a human being, and she's so fixated on crude oil and gas, yeah, and she's saying, keep on killing yourself, just make sure you are all together, keep on, at least we just want to make sure mobile this and people and that, we just want to make sure the oil is going on. Man, if that is not madness, yeah, if that is not, there is nothing called psychiatry anymore.
In fact,
people
you just made me remember something now, because we know that the British actually, the people actually, you know, masterminding all of this. Now we are seeing an experience. We are seeing a similar situation that happened in the 1967 and all of that. Let me play this particular video so you can continue the narrative from there, at least with this video now, so that you can, and I'll look at it in another dimension. Let's look at the effect of British, you know, wickedness.
These my people running from a Mbuji autonomous community. They are running from their life. I greet you, bros. We are not buying a boss all the way from Mbuji. Inside Ward 3. This is Ward 3. This is what is happening like in our engine oil down Nigeria. Our people is what is happening in our people is running better as slavery. This is autonomous community. Everybody is running. We have what it takes. What is the drive now? This is Mbuji This is Mbuji This is my place. What is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. Please, can you hear me? I'm not seeing your.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but your video is not.
Just 1 second. I just wanted to. Okay. I just wanted to respond quickly to something. Okay.
Okay.
Am I back?
Yeah. Yes, you're back.
I watched
CNN,
yeah.
No headline all over the world is talking about this. Katrina Lang is not saying anything about it. All the media, outlets in the zoo, nobody's saying anything about it.
When I talk to you about the fixation, I've already taken out my time to make people understand the weakness in our side, in our physical side. I've taken out time to get people to understand that mortal beings are naturally blind. And I don't want to go repeating that because it's actually a subject on its own. Okay. I want people to know that the video we've seen here is actually nothing to Europeans, to their media. This is nothing to them. Look, they are disconnected. That's why I'm telling you that these are mad people. They are mad people. They are not. You can't call them human. You can't call them human beings. I make sure you understand that there is something called just a being. And that being is more dangerous than all wild animals put together. When I say it, people think it's a joke. Look, and look, as far as they are in this mode, sorry, you're not dealing with humans. No. I don't know how many of you that saw Harold Wilson, who was the prime minister when Biafran children were being starved to death in millions. Did you not see Harold Wilson with his cigar? Okay, as far as he was concerned, because all that mattered to him was crude oil and gas. So please, as far as he was concerned, go and bomb all of them, kill all of them, make sure that the land is ready for me to come and drink crude oil and eat crude oil. But then you ask yourself, where is Harold Wilson now? No, where is he now? I hope he is still enjoying the crude. This man presided over and authorized the killing of millions of. So now, if somebody can do that, so you think this year means anything? In their own mind, they'll be saying, look, these people you are allowed to go. You should bomb all of them, kill all of them, kill up. They need to be killed. So you think that this video means anything to them? If you think it means anything to them, then that means you haven't understood their state of mind. You see, for you to go and catch a lion, you must understand how a lion behaves. Why I'm taking my time to illustrate to you what European government represents on this earth is because I need to make you understand what you are dealing with. You cannot deal with something you have not understood. Nobody, no human being on earth can deal with something that they have not understood. It's like giving you something that is if I sort of thread or something, whatever, and then I put it in knots. I knot them. If you tie the knot, you can never untie it. You can't. That is just how life is. So the first thing for everybody to know, to understand the psychology of these people. So you think when they're looking at you, they believe they are looking at a human being? You're gonna be joking. Not to be joking. If you want to understand what I'm saying, just go and remember. I can't remember the year now when somebody shot a lion to death in Zimbabwe. That lion shot forced United Nations to open up and have a session debating why and who killed and what should be done to the person that killed one lion. The whole mainstream media carried the news about the killing of one lion in Africa. And when you remember that and now ask yourself why thousands are being slaughtered and nobody is giving a damn, then you understand the ratings. You understand the ratings. You now understand why Prince William said we need to do something about the population. And then told you that the population of Africa is adversely affecting wildlife. If you don't allow your mind to become human, you can't relate to the above right now. And you will always be in a self-destructive mode, because each time you support the narratives of Europeans, then you are in a self-destructive mode. Because their narratives are also based on self-destruction. Because they don't know that when they are destroying others, and when they are preventing others from reaching their potential, they are also destroying themselves. They don't see it. They don't understand it. Because they don't actually know the true identity of who they are. They don't know who they are. Look, If you get to know who you are, you will automatically know who the other person is. But if you don't know who you are, you're confused about every other thing. So forget about the academic degree. Forget about what you are, a confused idiot. Because the primary thing you should know about yourself, which is your identity and your purpose in life, you have no knowledge of it. So it's like building a beautiful house without a foundation. What do you think will happen to that house? Your foundation is your identity and your earth. If you don't have it, it doesn't matter what else you build on top of it. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter what people call you. You are a fool. You're a confused fool because you have your foundation is missing.
Now, to this extent of evil that we're looking at right now, and with what we've experienced over the years until now, and knowing that we have these enemies without, who are actually very dangerous, very heartless.
Please, we have these enemies who are also enemies to themselves. They always link it. They are enemies to themselves, but they don't know because they are psychotic. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Now we have people like Ejiofor who come to the scene and help these enemies to thrive. Now, what should be based on the situation we found ourselves, and we already have 101 days to our freedom, and we are in a critical time in which we see, just like the video I played right now, we see the way things are happening, the killings of our people. In fact, I have so many of the videos here that if I play some of the videos, it might be a problem on social media because of the blood and everything. Now, how do we treat people like Ejiofor?
Now, first of all, can I begin by saying to every genuine Biafra and saying to everybody who is in that location, Biafra, if you want God to come and walk with you, don't be lukewarm this time. I've told you about people who are lukewarm. And I've also warned about people trying to stand in the way of Biafra or in the way of Oduduwa coming. Because they are going to be consumed. They are going to be consumed. It's a warning. What will happen to Ifeanyi Ejiofor? I will only tell you, will come within thy will be done, O Lord. Does that make sense to you?
Very well.
What will happen to the likes of Ifeanyi Ejiofor and anyone standing in the path of Biafra coming is also found in the premise of thy will be done, O Lord. Because when Christ was in that gate, Gethsemane, saying his prayer, he concluded it with, thy will, not mine, O Lord. So that is your answer. All I urge every Biafran is to make sure that they are not lukewarm, and that they go out there and do and say whatever God has planted in them. Because once you commit yourself to Biafra, God is going to use you in a unique way. And God will also use you collectively. It is going to be automatic. Don't forget, this autopilot is being piloted by that spirit of freedom. So when you only need to volunteer yourself, just like David did, and the rest will be history. Take yourself to be that little David about to deal with Goliath, and allow God to do the rest. You must volunteer yourself with total and absolute commitment. And this is the time. Nothing on earth will stop Biafra from coming, because God has said so. Nothing, that thing I'm moving here, that thing is not existing. And look, people don't understand seasons. I am still waiting for everything to happen. Then I will tell the world when I knew that Biafra is here. I've got something that made me realize that God has given us Biafra. But I'm going to keep it and I'm going to declare it when we are standing beside that flag.
Please,
and it is going to be soon.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But before you go, I'm going to play a particular video. You see, just like the prayer you said, what you said, and according to what you said is going to happen to the enemies, people like Ejiofor, that will be done, O Lord. It's a very massive, statement, that contains lots of details that if the people are in the spirit, they should be able to catch the message there. I'm going to play a particular video now that points, that actually pictures, gives us an image of what these people are actually going through, these enemies, and what is actually going to be for them. Because there's and let me play the video. It's interesting.
What I don't like in people, we forget history easily. We forget history. We forget history that in 2015, when Jonathan, as a sitting president, I'm not talking as a Cuban, as a presidential candidate. I'm saying as a sitting president. When he had won his primaries, people forget history. Jonathan went to London, in Dorchester Hotel. He went to plead with this our presidential candidate today, Atiku Abubakar. Say, please, my brother, come back to the party and support me. You know the condition they gave to Jonathan? He should relinquish his ticket, not to run as the president of Nigeria. That was a sitting president and a presidential candidate of a ruling party. They gave him condition. Telling him to relinquish that ticket for him not to run. So when I see some people running around talking rubbish, they forget history easily. Today, we are not saying the presidential candidate should relinquish the ticket. We are not being selfish. We are saying since we are not the presidential candidate, let our people take chairmanship. They said they will kill me. Is it possible?
Concern here, this man is, my concern here is he's talking about history. As a betrayer about history. Please, sir, what do you have to say about that? About this video generally?
You know, I think I must have sent you this video. Did I?
No, I already have it.
Oh, you already had it? Because
yes.
I think I came across this video yesterday, and I sent it a few places because I wanted Simon to consider it for part of his jingle. But Simon has his own mind and will do things as the spirit of Biafra guides him, because this video is so critical when it comes to revealing to you the minds of the Fulani.
Very well.
Okay. This particular video, it does not only show you something about your eastern governors and the way they jump from one place to the other when things are not suiting them. It doesn't only show you that your eastern governors are actually crazy themselves, because through these things they don't know that in the end, when Fulani gets everybody out of the way, they are now going to get them, because the Fulani is making them believe that they are with them until their time. Okay, now, but that is not all that you see in this video. You are now seeing the other side, where even a sitting president that has won his ticket for re-election, this is not a candidate, but the Fulani wants him out. He wants him to relinquish that seat. I mean, the depth of this video, you see, in fact, even if you're a fool, you can see, let alone when you can analyze things. This video tells you the madness of Peter Obi. You see this video? When you sit back and analyze it, you now know that Peter Obi is a lunatic for thinking that he is going to change nigger area.
That's right.
No. The summary of this video is that Peter Obi is a lunatic for believing still in one Nigeria.
Actually exposes Peter Obi.
Now, yeah, it exposes everything about Obi and his movement, because Peter Obi is not yet, he's not campaigning as a president, or he's not sitting on the presidential seat, and he has won his. Look at what they are saying to a sitting president who has won the nomination to carry on. If they can say this to a sitting president, then you know that Peter Obi is simply confused. In fact, Peter Obi is almost making himself the worst enemy to Biafra. In fact, we might begin to analyze and comparing him with Ejiofor and finding out which of them is the worst, because one of them is first and the other is second. I'm not joking.
Very well.
The potential of what Peter Obi is trying to do might end up being worse than what Ejiofor did. The potential of what Peter Obi is doing, yes?
Obviously.
You know, the problem with people is that they have no analytical skill.
Yes.
Yeah. The problem we are having is that people are not properly developed in their minds, so they can't anticipate problem, and they can't deal with problem that is present with them, let alone anticipate problems. They can't. Okay? Because of that, they lose sight of what is going on, because they are blind. They are blind. My dear, that video is powerful. That video tells you more than it is spoken about. There is so much in that video. Trust me. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Because of time, I would we will not continue because of time. There's so many questions I would want to actually deal with.
I'm happy to take if there is a question, just one or two before I disappear. If there is question, one or two.
Now there is a particular question. Let me see if I can see the question that someone sent here. Maybe you will throw a light. She said something. Maybe you need to give her a perspective to this also. To what she has to know. She said, "Is this Ejiofor going to continue visiting Nnamdi Kanu after all these evil secrets revealed?" So maybe you're going to answer her that question, because I know it's a question that bothers her mind.
Well, let me say this. Criminals are usually in the business of looking to cover their tracks and looking to if they can't cover their tracks, they are looking for avenues to seek for forgiveness. So I can assure you that the last thing in the minds of Ejiofor is to stop visiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the last thing in his mind. And that's why every attempt must be made by everyone connected to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially the autopiloted IPOB. It is important that it is driven home to the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that yes, Nnamdi Kanu is your brother. We accept that. But Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. So if for example there are family issues that make you want to play with the life of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, we are warning you that he is our leader.
Very well.
And there is just no two ways about it. We are warning you, we are putting you on notice that the person there, though is your brother, is our leader, and we are not playing with our leader. So it is in your interest and the interest of everyone to stop, to actively, physically make sure that Ejiofor does not come anywhere near Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, for your own good, for the good of everybody. So your question is simply answered this way. To Ejiofor will never want to disconnect from Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, because that is his lifeblood. That is the only way he can begin to pretend and can begin to mask his evil. It's only psychological that he wouldn't want to disconnect, because what else do you want him to be doing? What else do you want him to be doing? Just think, just without being him, just try to be in his shoes and think, what would he be doing? Now, knowing that he is going to be still hanging around, trying to still reconnect with Nnamdi Kanu, the onus is in every one of us. Every one of us. Everyone other than Ejiofor and Nigeria government to stop Ejiofor from ever coming close. And in fact, I have to also warn people like Ezekome, Ejimako, etc., to be very careful about this Ejiofor, because he is in a very dark place right now. And the place he is in, we understand suicide. So we understand suicidal people. They can take measures that you never thought people can do. So everybody should be very careful. And a killer, anybody that has killed, once you have killed one, blood will take over your side and you can kill a billion. If a mortal being defiles the sacredness of blood, human blood, once you defile it once, your mind as a human being had become corrupt, and you can kill 1 billion. That is what people don't understand. That's why the blood of a mortal being is so sacred. You are not meant to take any life unless in self-defense. So nobody should think that, oh, you should go and sit there and somebody will come. No. If you know somebody is coming to kill you, kill the person first. You're fine. And I keep reminding people that even Jesus Christ allowed Peter to be carrying a knife. It's not only Peter that is carrying a knife. He allowed them to carry knives. He only condemned the use of that knife because it was time for him to go. So the knife is being used at the wrong time. So people should know that the reason for Christ allowing Peter to carry a knife was that if it were the days of gun, Christ would have allowed him to have a gun, because he knows that some people might be crazy. So self-defense is always in order. Self-defense is always in order. But you are not meant to proactively go on the offensive and take a human life. Yeah, but I'm saying now that everybody involved and connected to Ejiofor must be very, very careful.
Now,
very careful.
I'm going to ask a last question. The last question.
Yeah.
Now we have that. Yesterday I was trying to advise our people because
yeah.
it seems that the various circumstances, you know, our people are going through have actually affected their mind on how to actually react, especially when it comes to our bravery and courage on how we deal with attacks. When attacks came, just like when the British came in, the way our people resist them and all of that. Maybe as at that time they had not actually had any situation of invasion and of course any situation of betrayal and all of that, so they were in the right mind, you know. Now our people have been battered so much that now Fulanis will come and kill. They will come, maybe 50 of them, 100 of them will come into a whole community, kill, and still go away. Yet nobody does anything. Everybody comes, stands by the cops, shake their head, and just he's, and most those who will cry about it will cry about it and all of that. And I was advising people what they have to do. I think there's a need for us to begin to let our people to understand that the job of securing our communities is not only in the hands of ESN, because ESN for now cannot be everywhere. Our people must begin to come up to begin to devise different means. For instance, Mazin Namkano talked about creating a local bomb. You know, this fuel in bottle and all of that, creating some kind of way of dealing. Now, our people know the avenues, the roads, the routes, and all of that in their communities. They know better than the Fulanis, no matter how much the Fulanis think they know, and how all of that. Now, what do you advise our people to begin to do now? I gave them some advice yesterday. I taught them what to do. I told them, design your strategy, your guerrilla strategy, and begin to approach this way. So what would you advise our people, knowing, you know, from that stuff video I showed, it's part of what happened to those people, and they are now living their communities, rather than the people coming together to actually, the young men, you see them driving their bikes and everything, rather than coming together to stay. Now we have to save our community. They are living their communities, which means that where they are living now, the Fulanis will now get into those places. What are you going to tell the people about this?
Yeah, I mean, in fact, even in your speech, you have given out all the advice you want me to give. But in addition to that, people need to understand that that war has actually begun.
Very well.
I guess people are just there docile, waiting for a whistle to be blown.
Yes.
No, the whistle has already been blown. Everybody, that's why I keep thinking about people understanding that the most important thing is to commit yourself to Biafra. Because when you yield that mind to Biafra, the Spirit of God will descend upon you and will tell you what to do. You need to know, once you commit yourself to Biafra, that Spirit will tell you that the war has started. That Spirit will actually motivate you to think what to do next. You can't call yourself a Biafra now if, as a human being, you haven't organized something, one as a way to defend yourself and protect your land, because you're not meant to be running away from your land.
Very well.
Because the idea of running away to your land is actually helping the Fulani, helping the British to achieve their aim of driving you away, occupying your land, and achieving that aim. Their aim is to take over your land, make you destitute, kill as many as possible, because once they take over that land, to get it back from them is difficult.
Very well.
Okay? The job of an average Biafran is to save the land, stay in your land. Let me tell you what you have to do. Because you see, when we talk about guerrilla war, everybody can do guerrilla war.
Very well.
Everybody. This is a matter of life and death.
Very well.
And we want to fight this once and for all. And I want to promise every Biafran this thing. today. This war will not be long. This will be in history the fastest war fought anywhere in the world. Let me tell you why. And that's why you must always commit to fight to the last, because it's not going to be too long. The suffering will not be too long. The reason why it is not going to be too long is this, and I'm not joking. For the first time in the history of that Nigeria, even the genuine Hausa have come to realize the evil of Fulani and are now ready to fight them once they are sure that this has started. I need people to know it. When we talk about the alliance between the Biafrans and the Oduduwa, don't play with it. In fact, you go and listen to Governor Otto, then you will know that the people that are going to eat up, look at, you think Avengers are quiet. The people that are going to eat up Fulani, okay? Once everybody is triggered to start fighting them. Look, when you are in your house, you are the king. When you are in your house, you are the king. What the advice I give you today is this. If you believe that the house is their target, because what they usually try to do is they might, from afar, set your house ablaze. When you run out, they kill you. Or they set it ablaze, get you to get running out so they can come and occupy it.
Yes.
So that's the tactics. What you should learn to do henceforth is, you might decide to have your house as just an emblem. You might decide not to stay there.
That's it.
Hide yourself in your bushes. You have a bush around you. Organize yourself in a way that you're not spending all your time in that house. You're a human being, for Christ's sake. Animals are even smart, let alone human beings. Devise something else. Stay in a place where it is as if you're just monitoring what is happening in your house. You see why guerrilla warfare is superior to any form of warfare in this world? It's because in guerrilla warfare, there is no uniform. There is no uniform. There is no distinct mark of those that are fighting it.
That's it.
There is no particular location where you are sure you're going to find them. In guerrilla warfare, everybody is a soldier, but unmarked. But those fighting guerrilla war can see the organized soldiers, because the organized soldiers take instructions, they plan, they have a way of going about. So a guerrilla fighter can read and see the mechanisms of a trained, organized military. They can see where they are going. They can ambush them. And they can take them out without them knowing where the bombs are coming from. That's why guerrilla warfare is superior to any other warfare in this world. The Fulanis are not going to come singular. They're going to come in a planned way because they are organized to take over your land. But you are one person that they cannot read your mind on how you're going to deal with them.
Yes.
So all those advice about making your own local bomb, keep it to yourself. Be careful when you make it so that you don't use it to destroy yourself before your enemies can come.
Yeah.
Okay? Take the instructions. If you know how to do it, you go and teach your neighbor.
That's it.
Begin to develop the community spirit to get everybody ready. Have your strategies in terms of how you're going to do it. Begin to train the other person if you know how it works. Because are they going to come? Yes, they must come.
Definitely.
But you have been told that they will come, they will kill us, we'll kill them, but in the end, we will beat them, we'll kill them, and when Biafra would come. It has started. Don't wait. It is not going to be declared tomorrow. It is started. Go, and they are the ones that are coming for your trouble. So go and kill them. You have to kill them because they haven't come to for a meeting. They did not send you a letter and say they are coming for a meeting. Their intention is to come and kill you. So God already knows that you are in self-defense mode. Okay? So the time is here. The minute is here. The second is here. It is now or never. It is between now and 6 months' time. We must rid ourselves of Fulani that wants to come and destroy us and destroy our children. It's actually a duty. It's a duty without compromise. So please, make no mistakes about this. We can't allow evil to strive. No. No. So I thank you. And
thank you so much for
you're most welcome.
Yes, thank you. In fact, you have said a lot about this, and I know that our people are listening. And we also thank you for other things that you have talked about. We know that you are already, on your schedule to do the things you need to do and carry out activities. We want to appreciate you at all time, having you here always, when we want you, especially the days that we have actually dedicated for such, and you always keep to the days. And of course, we have said that we're not going to waste any much time whenever you come up again. We're going to at least in the next 10 minutes, we're through with our intro, and then we have you so that we can have more time to talk, because Biafrans are yearning to always hear from you, and they are very, very, very excited when you are actually teaching, and they got to grab so many things that help them to actually go on in this course. And that is what the mandate is about, because the people must be equipped mentally and otherwise to actually achieve what they have to do. We appreciate you so much, sir. So please just say your final words to Biafrans before you go.
My final words to Biafrans is that you must know that Biafra is here. But just like as in pregnancy, the day of delivery can prove very painful and very hard. And we must summon all the energy to give that final push. We are in the labor period. So we must understand it, and we must go for that push that will deliver that awesome baby that we will all look forward to nourishing and taking care of, and making sure that it produces that which God has put in it. It is Biafra or nothing. It is Oduduwa or nothing. So let's go for that final push. And I thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to protect you and keep you and strengthen you. Somebody's already saying, please do bring the guest more often. We're always having him on Mondays and Thursdays, but this time around from next week it's going to be Mondays and Fridays. We have him on Mondays, Mind Surgery Show. He actually educates us in that regard and all of that. And of course on Fridays he's going to be joining us in the Alliance in Focus program with the Oduduwa Nation. Thank you, sir, for your time. Let's allow you to go.
So that I have to go now. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.
See you on Monday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Now, just as I was saying, he will always be here. And next week, Monday, he's going to be here. And 1 p.m. Biafra time, 1 p.m. Write it in your diary. Mind Surgery Show. He'll be here 1 p.m. Biafra time on Monday. And definitely, he will be opening our minds to more things we need to know. I mean, full of wisdom, full of knowledge, and full of understanding, teaching us and helping us. This is what Biafrans need. That's why we say, you always share the videos, like the videos, share on all your social media platforms, and get people all over the world, because we have to dominate the media with truth. And these are the kind of truth we have to send across. Now, tomorrow, we're going to be having the Why Africa show, Why Africa program. But I will tell you that tomorrow program is going to be special. This time around, it's going to be different. You know what? Tomorrow, I'll see if I can get somebody who will come to talk about what every community should be doing now, the plans we should be putting together now. Because no more hiding anything. We're going to begin to teach you what you need to do, how you need to come together, and how you need to begin to prepare in defense of your community. Because that video of our people leaving their community is a bad omen It's a painful omen, and it's a very dangerous omen and a precedent, a dangerous one. Now they have put fear in the people by killing few people, and everybody's running away from the community. And before you know it, they'll come and occupy those buildings. Before you can take them off, it's very difficult. Now they have conquered you, and then that's how you move to another community. They come to another community, attack you again. Those ones now join you, and you migrate to another place until they conquer us. We cannot allow this to stand. That is why we don't care whatever the Enugu province have done or that community have done before anything with, because we know that if they fall, we all are falling. So please disregard the issue of they sent ESN away previously and that they are suffering it. No, don't say that, because when you say such kinds of things, you are only calling for your own defeat. When they defeat one of you, they can defeat every of you. So we must understand that the responsibility of taking care of our communities is very crucial. Tomorrow we shall be talking more on this, and we're going to be telling you the strategies we shall adopt. I would see if we can have a guest or two to be here tomorrow with me, or else I'm going to be laying out these facts, the things you need to do. We are going to say it out here so that our communities will now begin to come together. We're going to lay down a strategy which you are going to build on in your communities. One, remember, you are the masters of your communities because you understand the terrain of your community very well. That is the most advantage you have. We must defeat these people. They have brought the war, and we must defeat them. And that defeat that they will experience must be devastating to them. We must defeat them not only temporarily, we must defeat them permanently, which means we must inflict on them a dangerous wound, or we cut them off from the face of the earth. That's because they came to kill you. We must kill them. That is what we have to do. So we must devise the plan that will eliminate them and kill all of them. They are not human beings. They don't deserve to live. You are on your own quietly. They're coming to kill you. Look at what they did to our brothers. Look at how they look at what they did to those guys. We need to take action. This is not the time to run from your community or carry your loads on your head and start moving as if you are in 1967. That's not. We are not in that time. We are smart. We are wise. We are not cowards. So we must understand that the fight, the war has begun, and every one of us, whether in diaspora or whether you are in Biafra land, the war is for us all. Those in diaspora, you must begin to teach the people on ground what they need to do. Tell your community to begin to gather themselves. We need to begin to do straight this time around. We cannot run away from our communities. Enough of this nonsense. Nobody is permitted to leave their community. You cannot leave your community for infidels. All the communities must take an oath to protect each other to win this war. Yes, Unstoppable Movement TV, you are very correct. You must take an oath. Together you come with, first you gather yourself in unity and you take an oath that will bind. Even if you have to take that oath in front of a shrine, go and do it. Let anybody go against that oath. Let that person fall. Let that person drop. Let them put something on their mouth to take that oath. Whatever you can do, whatever you think you can do to get to secure yourself, to get to be powerful, to be courageous, whatever thing you want to do, go and do it. Because you must defend your land now. You must defend your land. How can you be running away from your land? Oh, this video is, I've been so sad. I've been so sad about it. That's why I talked the way I talked yesterday. And today I'm talking about it again. Our guest also have mentioned it. Tomorrow we shall be talking more. In fact, tomorrow's program will be dedicated to what our people need to do. It's Why Africa program, but of course, what we need to do is what is going to save Africa. So we shall dedicate it to what our people must do. What our people must do. Message says exactly, things have to be done. Things have to be done, and quickly too. How can we have such level of migration from communities? Carrying loads and carrying children, trekking long distance, and young boys are driving bikes, showing picture, telling us people are leaving. You see, people are leaving, and they don't see that. They don't see anything wrong with that. We are only looking for pity, and things are happening to us. Things are happening to us. What is wrong with what has happened to our courage? Look at the hefty guys driving bikes. Look at the hefty guys following those women and children walking. Kadibia, thank you so much. Thank you, Kadibia. I'm really hurt, really hurt. Really hurt. Was this something? Hello, Josh. Thank you. Thank you to all of you coming out to enlighten our people. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for That compliment for me having you here every day is so good and fantastic. Yes, we'll be here every day. Every day, 1 p.m. we're here. Every day, 1 p.m. we're here. It came from, we'll be here one day, 1 p.m. Tomorrow, we shall be talking about what we need to do to secure our land. Not waiting. ESN is the only people that to secure our land. Those will secure our borders when the time comes. They are still doing their work now. They cannot reach everywhere at the same time. But we overwhelm these people by number. Each community have good numbers of young people. And then few people will just walk into your community, kill, and go scot-free. And we have young men there who claim to be men. Tomorrow, we are going to dedicate it. Please inform other people you know. Let them be here tomorrow, because we want more people to hear this message tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to make it a mandate to tell our people what to do tomorrow. We shall discuss what we need to do. They have brought war to us. They have brought, if you don't know what war means, if you think that they will come and announce on TV before you know it's a war, then something is wrong with you. Because as much as some people came to your community to kill you, it's a declaration of war. Did you hear this? The so-called mask wearer there called Buhari mention it? Have they said, is it not supposed to be an emergency in a normal system? That's Enugu place. That's they said they have a state governor there. Is it not supposed to be the trending news around that community, all over, even around the zoo? And then is it not supposed to be something that even the governor would have come out and made announcements and made public statements up to 3-4 times? You will hear of somebody, one shooting in America, you will hear the president speak. 2 people died, they will speak. You see the kind of butchering of people in Biafra land. No governor is talking, no politician is talking. They are not talking, they are not making any public statements. Everybody is dormant and docile. And young men are in those communities. My God. What you are thinking, what they are thinking of is just to make money. Just to make money. Wear trousers, wear jeans, wear sag with the trouser below their legs. And move around and just claim to be homeboys. And look for small girls to pursue and go and drink beer in the evening in the market square. Is that what makes you a man? These lanky Fulani people will come and begin to kill you, and you'll be running away from your community. And then you come to social media, this is happening to our community. Yes, and come and help us. And you call yourself men. When you have weapons around you, you can even create weapons. Teach your neighbors, create weapons, create arms, create bombs. It's self-defense. It's the United Nations guarantee. The United Nations stuff guarantees this. What we're saying, self-defense is a universal right. So I'm not saying something that is strange. That's out of point. Nobody can arrest me on this. I am saying what is right. You can create your weapon to attack these people, because it is the zoo government that is funding them, giving them weapons. The Arab world funding them, giving them weapons. They kidnap you, collect money from you, ransom, buy more weapons. We must kill them back. That's what Mazin Namdekanu said. They will kill us, we'll kill them. Biafra will come. And that prophecy must be fulfilled by us. In that your community, we must begin from there. And every community in Biafra land, we must begin to organize our people. We must begin to send help to communities that are being attacked. Close communities to those communities attacked. We must begin to send help, joining forces with them to help. Because if they finish killing you, they will come to your own community. From there, they extend to another community. That's how they do it. Go and ask them in Plateau. Go and ask them in Benue. What do you think made autumn come all the way that time? All this while they're killing, did they come out? Now that it has gotten so bad, that is when we don't want to wait to that time when the thing becomes so bad. We will act now. I just imagine that is my community killing people like that. So the people I know being killed like that, and all the young men I know in my community are just like that, cowards. We're going to talk more on this tomorrow because of time. The time is against us here. We're going to talk more on this. We're going to talk more on this tomorrow. Tomorrow, please get more people to come and watch this program tomorrow. 1 p.m. Biafra time, Why Africa program will be here. We're going to talk about the things we're going to use to defeat these people. We're going to talk about the things we need to do, the things we need to know, and how we need to protect ourselves, and how those communities need to go back to their places to destroy those killers and take back the communities. We're going to talk about all of that tomorrow here. Tomorrow here, we're not joking. We're going to talk all about all of that tomorrow. It's unacceptable. We can't take that nonsense. It's unacceptable and unbelievable. So sad to hear talk less of seeing its IDP camp in Enugu State. What a shame to the people of the state. MNK said they are coming up, and nobody believed them. And now they are coming. The people who refuse to believe are running away. They're running from your own land. You don't know when they take your land, they have taken your authority. Your land is the seal of you need a location to prove as a home. Even must have their location as home. They take your location from you. Don't know when you leave your community and go somewhere else, you no more have authority. Everybody's running away from the community. Kilanki idiots carry cattle everywhere. You are smarter than them, you are wiser than them, you are running away from them because they have AK-47. You don't know what to do to disarm them. The only thing they can do is to carry that AK-47, but there are ways to disarm them. You know your community. We'll talk about guerrilla approach. We are going to explain this guerrilla approach tomorrow to you, so that everybody. It seems we need to give some kind of military, kind of military, maybe a little, at least to a level, fundamental military, knowledge to our people. You don't even need military training to know what guerrilla warfare how you should utilize guerrilla warfare. Just like when in those days when we are in school. When somebody have done something to you, then later you hide somewhere, you waylay the person. They call it waylay. As the person is passing, you attack the person quickly. All those things that children do. That is an example of guerrilla warfare. You hide where the person will not even believe that you are hiding. That is, if you know, some of you did that when you were little. If you can do that when you were little, is it now that you are grown that your brain is bigger or smarter? That you cannot know how to design, come together as a people in your community, come together and say, wow, we need to waylay these people. You come to social media, going to show us video, they are killing us, yes, and come and do something. The one idiot, those priests, those so-called idiots, religious people around there will be calling the late Buhari, the masked man, and can help us in our community, calling those same people who are killing you to come to your community to come and help you. And you people are going to where these people, you call these people your leaders, religious leaders, you go and worship. They don't have sense. You go to worship under somebody who is calling Buhari to come and help him. And he's a priest. So all the prayers, all the things, none of came to help him. It's now Buhari that will come and help him. For him to even call on Buhari, you should know that he's daft. He's supposed to know better than you, to know that the person who is there is wearing a mask. It's not real. For him to even know that these people are Fulanis, they are all the same. For him to call on them means that he's daft. Then you worshiping under the ministry, he's so-called, he calls himself a leader. You are in trouble. We need to do something about this. Every community should form their own ESN. That is it. It is not until they give you AK-47 before you know that you have ESN. Eastern Security Network. It is part of it, whether directly, indirectly, formally or informally. As much as it is Biafra, it is part of that. You are an extension of ESN. So you don't think that they have to recruit everybody before you know that you are ESN. You are an extension of ESN by securing your borders. Until we start taking these useless politicians in our land, one after the other, we are not going anywhere. Trust me. Those ones, the plan is there on ground. Just know that those ones, but our people who are not in ESN and other alliance should know that their community is their community is very, very important to them. But for all those governors, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Jeffo did not see or hear this to tell our leader. Fools everywhere. Did you hear him come to say anything about it? Rather, he's coming to make to try to tell you. They are asking him question. Tell us what has happened. Defend yourself. He's saying, I want to tell you the message that we sent. Can you imagine such kind of people? And some people are still supporting him. I'm sure, almost sure that many of these young men are obedient. Where is Peter Obi? young people will be thinking about politics, thinking about Peter Obi at this time. Peter Obi, who is even at the mercy of Team Atiku and other people. We're talking about freedom. People are talking about election. I don't know whether our people are under spell, not even living from the city, but from the ancestral. That's the painful thing. That you have lived for over 5,000 years. Over 5,000 years. Some lunatic, and what do you call them? Lunatics just enter into your village and displace you overnight. Lord have mercy. Enemy we need to locate and deal with seriously. What a slap on the face. Honestly, you came off my right. That's what we need to do. And most of them don't reason like human beings anymore. They don't. Tomorrow we're going to talk about these things very seriously here. Please, I want you to invite people. Prepare to 1 p.m. tomorrow. 1 p.m. tomorrow. Let people come here. Talk to them to join this broadcast tomorrow 1 p.m. so that they will come and learn what they need to do. And then they should, after that, they go to their communities, send it to their communities. If you don't have people, you can get people, get your community people, send them recharge cards, send them data to watch what we are going to be talking about tomorrow. And then let them go back to their communities and begin to practice. Can't afford to allow these people to come and take over our land. We now become slaves. How? Our guests have sent a message. So-called Roman and British empires have their roots in Europe. They propel the animal infested negative narratives, causing the crisis around the world. Hegemony, dominance, annexation, and colonization are theirs. And that's what it is. 1 p.m. Biafra time tomorrow. 1 p.m. Biafra time tomorrow. Please be here. Send the link. Biafra Global Network on YouTube. People, send a message. Watch Biafra, type Biafra Global Network on YouTube tomorrow. Join the link, subscribe, and join. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about this tomorrow here. I'm going to try to see if I'm going to get somebody who's into military, who's a military person, who can tell us from the perspective of the military angle. Then I'll talk from my own perspective. Even if it's a retired military person, let the person come and give us an idea of how we're going to protect ourselves and stop these imbeciles and infidels ravaging our land, raping our women, killing our young men, killing our children. That is abomination, unheard of, shameful. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time, be here. We're going to be talking about these things. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. And God bless you very good. I'm really, really angry, but we shall be victorious. We shall get our freedom. It's a slap on our face. We can show this kind of video. Our people are living in their communities. And we are there. Oh my God. People are living in Biafra land as if they are in wartime. And you think that there's no war? We're going to talk more about this tomorrow. See you tomorrow. God bless you very good. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Maybe I didn't follow the protocol of exiting today, but please, thank you all. And God bless you very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. So that's how I thank you. Thank you. You say, thank you all.